Morning everyone, it's the starting of the day and let's actually talk about one more concept today, right? I have actually recently grasped with next year's 13, right? It has actually a lot of improvements and lots of upgradation in respect to say next year's world, right? We actually got rid of all the functions which are actually of the server-side props, the props, the paths, all actually removed in the next year's 13 and you can actually fetch your data async right in the next year's 13 directly, right? You can make your page components async, right? That's actually so interesting. You can actually do more stuff with the next setting itself. They have actually upgraded a lot, right? So earlier when you have to actually fetch the data on the server side that you used to use your server side props, right? But now what you will do is that you can actually just fetch the data directly into your components, right? The main fetch API is actually upgraded behind the scenes and you can actually use the same to actually fetch the data. That's actually just a basic about the Next.js 13. Talking about more, the Next.js 13 is actually including React 18 behind the scenes, right? So they are actually server components by default, right? And they are actually running on server, right? They are actually not running on the client. They are first rendered on the server and then actually returned to you. Something like that is actually happening in Next.js 13. There are more other improvements in the Next.js 13, like you have the layout.js, you have say error.js, you have say loading.js. That's actually made for the specific purposes, and yeah, they have actually recently just launched their beta documentation, right? It's actually not on the stable version, but yes, you can actually use the things under the experimental flag or experimental say block into your next configuration. You can actually find out. So that's actually just a brief about the Next.js 13, and yes, it's a massive improvement. But yes, it will be actually long-term support and will actually help you improve your development project. So if you're actually working on some Next.js project, try looking into the Next.js 13 for the upgradation guide and all. And we'll actually keep talking about these stuff in the later videos also. Thank you so much, guys. This is actually Mohammed in Bangalore, and let's stay tuned.